YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing great, doing well, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel. Positive vibes only. We do not do any negativity whatsoever on this channel. Positive vibes. All right. So today we're going to be talking about some underrated gems, in my opinion. We've been talking about spring. You know, the spring content is overflowing. It's out there, and I'm in that mode as well. So we're going to be talking some spring fragrances, but I have some underrated gems that don't get a lot of love or a lot of discussion. Not saying that you never heard of them, but they don't get a lot of conversation out here. And I think they're really good choices with this spring weather and the spring season that we're in. All right. So, you know, they're with this thing with fragrance, it's all subjective. It's all personal preference. All right. But there are times where even me, you know, with me being a content creator, enthusiast, the combination, sometimes I can forget about some really good fragrances that are out there due to just, you know, exploring different things and discovering new things and stuff that y'all put me on as well. But today I want to, you know, go back to these, man, and show them some love. So here we go. Let's get it started. We have 8 of them here today from the house of Lalique. I've talked about this before on my channel. Doesn't get a lot of conversation still, but it's one of my favorites and it's great for spring. From the house of Lalique, we have Linum. I believe that is the verbiage. I know how I'll be butchering names, and I'm sure somebody out there will let me know that I'm butchering it, but Linum, I believe that is the verbiage for it. This is a great barbershop scent, man. Just a different take, a modern vibe to that gentleman's classic fougere style, and this is on that. The difference with this, they have this basil note that represents the green freshness that you get in your fougeres, but there's this crushed sugared rum sweetness to this DNA. Again, you get the elements of the fresh aspect of a fougere. It has a slight barbershop shavy, foam shaving cream type of vibe. It's like all of the fougere elements really highlighted with this fragrance, but that crushed sugary rum element with this fragrance makes it really unique. I know this is getting harder and harder to find. I think it is discontinued, but there are some 50 mLs compared to this 100 ml that I have for a really, really good price. I haven't seen 100 ml in quite some time because I've been asked about this fragrance from some of you guys. So this is a great fougere, great barbershop scent, great for the springtime for sure. One of my personal favorites from the house of Lalique. I think we have Linum. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all see it right there. All right. Up next, this is possibly my favorite from the line. And when it first was released, it was some conversation because it was new. But I never see anyone talk about this anymore, and it's a shame. It's one of the better fragrance choices for sure for spring from the house of Paco Rabanne. I think they're going by Rabanne these days. So we're gonna go Rabanne's Invictus Platinum. Invictus Platinum. Man, no one, and as y'all can see, I've worn, look at that. I think y'all can see through there it is. So I've worn this fragrance, man. I've worn it. So just get in the air. So it's a different spin on the DNA. You still get that bubblegum sweetness, but there's a freshness to this. There's a cut lavender pop to this as well. There's an absinthe note in here, some grapefruit, some patchouli, just a different type of vibe. Like I said, you still get remnants of that bubblegum sweetness from Invictus like you normally get, but this is kind of standing on the right side of the DNA, and everything else is on the left side. So, and what I mean by that is it's different. It's really, really good. It does beautifully when you're out in the elements, man. If there's a nice brisk wind going on out there, beautiful, comfortable day in the spring, this definitely will work, man. Doesn't get talked about a lot anymore. You can get it on discounts for a solid price, but if you're looking for a different take on Invictus, this is it. Great for the spring, very underrated. From the house of Rabanne, we have Invictus Platinum. Don't sleep on this one. Underrated gem in the community. Great everyday wear for sure in the springtime, no doubt. All right, up next. Now, this one might be the most polarizing of the group today. There's been a lot of conversation about this, and most of it's been that people don't like it, or that it's just too different, or it's crazy. And then you have the few of us who really love this fragrance, and I love this stuff. From the house of Hermes, we have H24 The EDP. Listen, why do I call this underrated? Well, I call it underrated because are y'all giving it a chance? Oh man, beautiful spicy florals, a woodsy component in here. There's this, some people say it smells like bananas in the opening. I get what you're saying, but that metallic feel with those spicy florals and woods, it's really, really interesting. I call this designer niche. Why is that? Because the profile is so different and so unique, but you can get it at the designer level of fragrances, and it's really good. Not for everybody. So it's underrated, not because it's not been talked about, because I don't know if y'all are giving it a fair shake. When I say y'all, of course, I'm not speaking to everyone, but those who might have smelled it on a tester strip or smelled it up close on their skin in a department store. This is a fragrance you gotta wear. You apply it, you go out into the world, you just kind of really see what you can get back with this fragrance. And I've had a really good experience with this. It's really nice, different and unique, and not for everybody, but give it a chance. Give it a true chance. From the house of Hermes, we have H24, the EDP. You can also find us on discounters for a solid price as well. Great stuff. One of the more unique fragrances for sure. For sure, just in all the fragrance, in my opinion, in all the fragrance, all right? Up next, man, I love this stuff. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about this except one other reviewer. Again, a lot of these, just there are not a lot of conversations about these, at least currently. Not saying there haven't been before, but at least currently. From the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, we have Uomo's Urban Feel. Oh, I almost dropped the bottle. Uomo's Urban Feel. Beautiful glass, bluish looking bottle. And this is just something that's different, man. It's different. You get this yuzu, it's very prominent, this citrusy yuzu in the opening, and it's accompanied by some coffee. There's some sage in here. There's just it's a different breakdown, a different representation of a solid spring scent. So the coffee in here, there's an incense in here as well. They really play well on that beautiful yuzu opening that this fragrance provides. Unique feel to it, man. It's a unique feel to it, man. But this stuff performs. It lasts on me. I get great performance. I spray my skin and my clothing. So I definitely get some very, very good performance. Not talked about a lot of community. I think it's really, really great for spring. Everyday wear during the spring evenings as well. It's just in my opinion, it's a wearable DNA, but it definitely has its differences if someone's looking for that. So yuzu, coffee, incense, sage, you have a beautiful creation with this fragrance, and I really like it. Again, another one that you can get on discounters for a really, really good price. I definitely recommend sample if you can. If you're got some patience, sample and see what you can get. But this is one for sure that doesn't get a lot of love in the community, and it's really good. At least to me it is. From the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, we have Uomo Urban Feel. Urban Feel. The whole Uomo line from Salvatore Ferragamo has been really, really successful for sure. All right. Up next, man, this came and went. It came and went, but it is the best that they've ever done. It's really good. It's from the house of Davidoff. We have Cool Water Parfum. Cool Water Parfum. Man, I caught this in a rack store for about 25 bucks. This is a 50 ml. I want 100 ml, but I'm not going to get it until I run out of this. It's kind of getting hard to find too, so maybe I might need to grab it and put it in the tuck, because pink pepper, lemon, vetiver, and sandalwood. You get all of that in here. Citrus, that sandalwood is making it, giving it a really smooth, not creamy, but smooth base here for sure. The pink pepper giving it that nice, unique spice feel, and then the vetiver's giving it a slightly earthy touch, but more on the soapy end when it comes to the vetiver. This is more on the more masculine side. This is more on the maybe a little bit older crowd. I don't think this is a mass appealing scent. This is what it is to me. This is kind of like the big bro or the older uncle of Dior Sauvage. That's what it is, because I do get an unboxing feel. Now, for those watching, no, I'm not saying it smells like Dior Sauvage. It makes me think of Dior Sauvage because of, it doesn't list unboxing, I don't believe, but there's an unboxing touch to the citrus, to the pink pepper, to the vetiver, and it just kind of gives that vibe, but on a much more masculine and mature way. Hopefully I was able to follow me on that, but this is good, fellas. If you're looking for something every single day, great for the office, just moving out and about in spring weather, do not sleep on this one. This is good. I wish there was 3 bottles in there, and if I would have known what I know now, I would have grabbed 2 of them. But this is fire. From the house of Davidoff, we have Cool Water Parfum, the best they've ever done. This is the best Davidoff's ever done, and it's really, really good for sure. All right. Up next, man, we got to pay homage to a classic. I haven't worn this in quite some time, but I used to wear this out every Sunday during the springtime. I had different things going on my Sundays at that time, and this was just the perfect fragrance from the house of Burberry. We have Burberry Touch for men. OG, classic, really good. You got some nice citruses in here. Beautiful musk floral presentation. Just had to spray that water hose of an atomizer. Musk, florals, citrus. It's classic. Now, some of y'all are gonna smell this and be like, man, that sounds like an old man. I feel you. I feel you. It's definitely a timeless classic that has that old school vibe for sure. But again, it's timeless. Again, it's classic. So some people may be turned off from it. They maybe think it's out of date. It's not something that's, that they want to invest into. But for somebody like me, yeah, we need to pull this out, man, when I'm out here floating during a spring day, kind of, reminisce a little bit, man. But this stuff is really, really good. A classic. A lot of people love it. Some people don't. I'm not the biggest fan of Violet Leaf, but the Violet Leaf and the citrus is in here with the other floral presentation. It's really, really good and a classic. Haven't worn it in a while, but I'm going to soon. From the house of Burberry, we have Burberry Touch for Men. Burberry Touch for Men. All right. Okay, let's move along. We have 2 more left to discuss. Up next, this is another polarizing DNA. This is another DNA that either you love it or you don't. And I really, really love it. From the house of Gucci, we have Gucci Guilty Pour Homme The EDP. One of my favorite rose fragrances in my entire collection. Rose, balsamic vinegar, chili pepper. There's some earthy tones in here as well. I'm getting all these in the air today. This is just good. The spice and rose factor is awesome. All right, it's a unique take. This is another niche designer feel, like I was explaining with the H24. It's not every day you get chili pepper and balsamic vinegar in a fragrance combined with rose, and that's what you get here. Awesome scent. You can dress this up, and I think you can even wear this casually as well. 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing this to the office during the spring. You can also wear this in the fall. I've worn this in the fall before, but the springtime is where it really, really shines, and I think it's good. I think it's great. I think it's underrated. A lot of people are going to be turned off by it because it takes a different path than, the other Gucci Guilties that we've experienced in our time here. But this is a good one, very unique, underrated for spring. It could work for spring. I do think this is unisex as well. Ladies, if you're looking for a more in-your-face type of approach, but can still keep some sexiness and with a unique flair, this is it. From the house of Gucci, we have Gucci Guilty Pour Homme The EDP. Either you love this or you hate this, and that's a fact. All right. And last but not least, we're gonna go to another one that I consider a classic, at least in my era. All right, how I grew up. When this came out, everybody had this. Everybody was wearing this. I didn't know too many people who did not have this fragrance, and it's still good to me. From the house of Jimmy Choo, we have the original Jimmy Choo Man. Jimmy Choo Man, the original. This is my second bottle. Yes, I have one that has barely any left. Best atomizers in the game. Look at that. Woo. Look at that. Beautiful pressure atomizer. You get a beautiful fruitiness. There's a freshness. But then there's this underlying leather that's in there. And that's what I love the most. That leather rises up and meets that fruitiness. I think this pineapple. Yeah, I think it's the pineapple is the fruit that is listed. But I get other fruits. I get like a bowl, a basket of fruits here. I do get that fresh cut lavender that's just hugging the fruit. And then the leather really rises and just kind of makes its presence known. It's a beautiful combination. I wish we could have this more in fragrances. Fruity leather type of vibes done right. And this is really good. Doesn't get a lot of talk these days, and I understand that. They do have an intense version out there, but it smells a little different. So I normally lean towards the original, and it's great for spring. It doesn't last that long on my skin. I probably get around 5 hours. I'm thinking about layering this fragrance with some Ambroxan or some Isoe Super and see exactly. I might do it today. I don't have anything on today, so I might do it today and just kind of see what it do. All right. So if you know, you know. All right. But this is a great one for spring. Underrated for spring. Kind of can be an everyday wear. I preferably used to wear this to the office a lot. Again, used to. This is my second bottle. My first bottle is almost up out of here. But to the office or just on an everyday move, especially on the masculine tip. So this is good from the house of Jimmy Choo. Underrated, classic Jimmy Choo Man. Young boys out there, don't sleep on these, man. Get your nose on these. You might like them. Get your nose on. You might like them. All right. All right, man. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Those were 8 underrated designer fragrances that I think are really good. I think they're worth getting your nose on and see if it's something you can add to your rotation for this spring season in 2024. All right. So, Smuggler family, let me know down below. What are some of y'all's favorites, man? What are your favorite underrated fragrances from the designer world in your collection that you could put me on, put us on? Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it for sure. All right. So we've hit 15K. Got a giveaway coming soon. I'm so grateful and thankful for everybody for their support. It's so humbling, like really very humbling. Every time I think about it, I'd be like, huh? You know, but I appreciate the love and support. Thank you guys. And those who are watching who don't know what I'm talking about, if you want to be the next member of the Smell Good family, all you got to do is subscribe, like this video, and meet me in the comments. We can talk about what you love and what I love. And that is the beautiful art of fragrance. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world, is exactly what you are going to get back. That's a fact. We got the documents for sure. All right. Peace. That was terrible.